The midnight delivery. The knock at the door came just past midnight, sharp and deliberate. Hannah froze in her chair, eyes darting toward the sound. She lived alone, miles from the nearest neighbor. Who could possibly be at her door at this hour? The knock came again, 3 precise raps. Against her better judgment, Hannah crept to the door and peered through the peephole. A delivery driver stood on her porch, his uniform clean, his cap pulled low over his face. In his hands, he held a medium-sized package. "Delivery for Hannah Evans," he said, his voice muffled but firm. Hannah hesitated. She hadn't ordered anything. "I didn't request a delivery." She called through the door. "It's prepaid," he replied, his tone unchanging. "Signature required." Something about his stillness unnerved her, but curiosity gnawed at her. She cracked the door open. Chain still latched. "Who sent it?" "I'm just a driver," he said, sliding the package toward her through the gap. She didn't want to open the door further, but she couldn't just leave it there. Reluctantly, she undid the chain, grabbed the package, and slammed the door shut. The delivery driver was gone by the time she turned back to the peephole. The box was light but tightly sealed. Her name was scrawled on the top in looping black ink, but no return address was listed. She carried it to the kitchen and fetched a knife. With each slice through the tape, her apprehension grew. Inside, she found a single item, an antique wind-up music box. Its ornate carvings glinted in the dim light. A note lay beneath it, written in the same looping handwriting. "Play me." Hannah's stomach churned. Every instinct told her to throw the box away, but her hands moved of their own accord. She wound the small key on the side and flipped the lid open. A haunting melody spilled out, slow and melancholic. As the tune played, she felt the air in the room grow heavy. Shadows stretched unnaturally long, creeping up the walls. The lights flickered, and the music began to distort, notes warping into something guttural and unnatural. Then came the whisper. It wasn't from the music box, but from behind her. A low, guttural voice rasped her name. Hannah. Her blood ran cold. She spun around, but the room was empty. Yet the voice came again, this time closer, the sound of breath against her ear. "Hannah." The music box abruptly stopped. The silence that followed was deafening, but it was shattered by a new sound, a soft knock. Not at the door, but from inside her bedroom. Trembling, Hannah took a step back. She grabbed the nearest object, a kitchen knife, and moved toward the bedroom door. The knock came again louder, as if urging her forward, summoning every ounce of courage. She flung the door open. The room was dark, save for the moonlight spilling through the window. But on her bed sat the delivery driver, his face obscured by shadows. He smiled, his teeth impossibly white in the darkness. "Thank you for opening it," he said. Before Hannah could scream, the shadows surged forward, engulfing her completely. When the neighbors found her days later, the house was empty except for the music box, sitting on the kitchen table, playing its haunting tune. No one ever saw Hannah Evans again.